Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here, and it's time for this week's weekly adventures. So we have a 1.5, a 3, and a 4-star adventure. We're actually going to start with the 4-star and work our way back this week. So we have when any player draws the attack token or gains the attack token, they draw 1. Noxian Might, rank 2. Each round, the first time the foe summons a unit, granted 4 power and overwhelm. And then the Vicious Enemy. Now, for pressing the leads, this can be quite nice. You could use this really on any champion just to make sure you have a little bit of extra draw. But if you want to try to benefit from this a little bit more, some of the champions such as Bard or Teemo are great for extra draw, either for drawing your own chimes or for making the enemy draw more of those puff caps. Also, when you're playing this for support champions, you could look out for either of those, but you might also want to look out for Caitlyn, as she'd be a great support champion for this. For the Noxian Might, you just want to beware of the enemy units and just have this buff in mind. So if you see a very strong unit with like double attack or something, you want to make sure they're not able to get this buff. So either reducing down their power if you have something like Enfeebling Strike, or just trying to prioritize getting them off the board. Some units that have good removal or stuns will be great for this. So like Yasuo, Annie, Ashe, Leona, any of those more defensive champions that can really delay the enemy. Even Veigar would be pretty strong for this. It's not that hard of a power, but like with most powers at this level, you do just need to be mindful of them so you don't get surprised and overwhelmed. Next up for the 3-star, so we have Mountain Peak. Game start, the foe summons a Targon's Peak. Round end, all players draw 1. So right here, reduce the cost of a random card in all players' hand to 0 this round. So this can help you cheat out cards early. So if you want to play some of the more expensive decks, such as Nasus or Ornn, this could be decent. You might get a high roll where your expensive champion gets reduced down. But again, this is also giving all players some extra draw. So again, if you wanted to go for like Teemo or Bard, this would be another great one to do that. Blade in the Darkness, this is Zed's normal power. So round end, if the player's Nexus took damage this round, the foe's strongest unit strikes it. So this is another one you can really play on everyone, but you have to be very mindful of this because this can deal massive damage to you if you're not paying attention. So first, you want to try to always block, make sure the enemy can't hit your Nexus at all so that this doesn't trigger. Now, if they are able to hit your Nexus, then what you need to try to do is look at their strongest unit. If it's someone that you really don't want to hit you, like a Zed or something with a lot of attack, you need to try to Frostbite, Recall, do something to make it so that that unit can't hurt you. So if you're potentially not able to block like an Elusive or something, but you're at least able to make it so they don't have any strong units, so you're not going to take a lot of damage, that can be fine. But really, you want to prioritize blocking as much as possible and just never take any attacks on your Nexus. Again, going for any champion that has some CC or removal will be quite strong here. Or you just might want to try to pick up some defensive powers throughout your run, such as the round start, stun the strongest enemy, or frostbite the strongest enemy. That also could really help you out in this situation. Alright, now last up, for the 1.5 stars, we have Legend Weaver. All epic cards cost 2 less. I think we've had this one time previously. So first let's talk about what cards are epic and then how you want to play through this adventure. Alright, let's take a look at Aatrox's deck. He has actually a couple epics, which is quite rare. So at the bottom of every card, there's a little gem down here, at least if it's a card you could normally put into a deck. If there's no gem, that means it has to be a created card. But Aatrox here, you see you have this yellow gem. That's because he is a champion. If we take a look at Furious Wielder, has this blue gem down here. That's because it's a rare card. We look at Forsaken Bakai. It has this green gem down here. That's because it's a common gem. But if we look at the Darkened Staff, if you see this purple gem, that means it's a epic card. Now for Aatrox, I believe, yes, both of his equipment are epic. So if we take a look, all epic cards cost 2 less. So Aatrox is actually one that would be great here where you have 2 epic cards that you'd be able to play for free. So not all decks have epic cards. Most have like 1. There's a couple, like Aatrox being the main one, that has 2. But this is more going to be for when you're going through your adventure. So when you get rewards at the end of a fight or when you're going through a shop, you want to be looking to see if cards have that purple gem and then just add that to your calculus when choosing what card to take. So there might be a card that you normally wouldn't take, but it has that epic gem. It's going to be 2 cheaper, and so suddenly it's now a good card. So you can go through different champion starting decks to see if they have any, but this is going to be more for it when you're going through your run and just evaluating shop rewards and end of combat rewards. A couple of the decks that have at least one epic card, Annie has one, as well as Gwen. This is a really interesting power. I like how it further incentivizes how you're actually going through a run and making you look at the cards you're possibly going to get. I think powers like this are quite interesting. I kind of hope they would add more like this in the future. So that is this week's weekly adventures. Comment down below if you found any powerful combinations that I maybe didn't list here. Hope you all have a great day and a great week.